Man, I love this music. This little environment is very healing. It's creating a feedback loop for this whole channel. And it all started with the AI. Like if you're just try it. If you need like a little moment of mental peace or whatever, go to one of the song apps, music apps, create you some AI music, describe what you want, peaceful, gentle, piano, guitar, whatever you want in there, bird sounds, and go to your photo, your AI photo creator, and create some kind of beautiful scenery, a magical fairy landscape, and put the music and the scenery together, and just sit with it, and go into that world. We can do that now. Technology. That was really nice. This is our community campfire portion of the channel where we gather in the evening to talk, to connect, talk about our day, anything's on your mind, anything you want support for, anything you want to share. This is where we try to connect because this is where community happens. Those individual connections start to build authentic community. So I thought today, just as a general theme, I can throw out, and this is only a backup theme. You're welcome to come up and talk about anything you want, as long as it's not conspiracies and like how bad the world is. Um, Soulful connections. I just take it for granted that everybody's had them because I've had them my whole life. I had a best friend from a very early age. We met in second grade. I've always had friends or family or somebody that I was connected with. So maybe tell some stories about those connections, those important, how they happened, maybe what made them so strong. Like, how do you know when you're connected soul to soul with the person as opposed to just connected by geography or circumstances or workplace setting, whatever connects people? Some people are connected through shared passion for like a movie, or maybe if they like the same band. That was common when I was growing up. That's how you found your friends. You'd look through their music collection, and the ones whose cassette tapes matched your cassette tapes, y'all became friends because there was a basis, there was a shared interest to build on. So those kind of stories, I guess. And I'll drop the link, and then maybe I'll think a few of my own to tell. There you go up. I mean, there you go. Come on up. The campfire is smoldering, a flame. I need a better word. Charlie, can we get a word for what campfires do? Glimmer? No, that sounds a little gay. The campfire is alive. Sounds too corny. That's pushing it a little bit. The campfire's glowing. Come on up. There we go. That was me, not even AI. Yo. Soul connections. Some of those soul connections don't really end up like, I'm thinking of my best friend. It didn't end up in a very soulful way. A guy came between us. Maybe how connections end too. That could be a topic. Usually it's some other connection that comes in the way, and then one of the connections gets transferred onto something new, or it somehow disrupts the connection. But connections are people. It's what people. It's like atoms bond and make molecules. People connect and make larger networks, communities. the friend in the second grade, we became very close. Very, same interests. We read the same books, watched the same movies, TV shows, all that stuff. So we bonded very quickly over all the stuff we liked. But then after that, when I moved to that other town in junior high, let me think about maybe some connections there, because that was a new environment. That's where you had to start all over. And I was probably 11. It was around puberty, because I remembered that everything was happening at once. Puberty was happening, new town was happening, being the outsider at a school and not very well received. So there was that social adversity and adjustment difficulties, everything at once, and then family issues, because the family itself was adjusting to the move, and so the family dynamics were all being thrown off and rearranged and disrupted, and it was a very confusing time. And I didn't really have any connections. I don't know if this sounds it counts as a soul connection, but I'm going to share this one because it was a connection. I guess about maybe eighth grade, kind of in the middle of all of this. The neighbors behind us, they lived in a trailer, a mobile home. It was a nice one with a yard and stuff. And she was a teacher at the elementary school. And she had a box of kittens. Her cat, Smokey, or the mama, had just had kittens. And she brought them over into the yard and she laid the box down. And the little kittens started running out of the box. And one of them ran straight into my arms. And we just fell in love with each other instantly from that day. Like that cat was over at the house looking for me every day. He wanted to be with me. He started he wanted me to pet him all the time. He would sit on my lap. We bonded. And she ended up giving us the kitten because his family was right in the next yard. They could easily visit. And he became an indoor outdoor cat. And he would sleep with me at night. He would stay in my bedroom in the evening. He was the best thing. He was my connection when I did not have a human soul connection at a time when I really needed it. I had connections in other cities. I had my grandma. I had friends from the school I went to that lived throughout the state, but I didn't have a connection in my immediate environment. So pets can sometimes provide that soul connection. Hey, Hebrew. Hi, bye. Are you going stream? Just come up. We're talking about like the people you connected throughout your life and the ones that were the deepest and how did those happen? Can we learn from them? Oh, you're streaming at 6. Okay, in an hour. Well, this is just conversation space time, so I'm just keeping it open till people show up. Telling stories. This is storytelling around the campfire. Hey, Track. And he got me through. It was him and music that got me through those dark teenage years where I was the lone, isolated kid. I was the goth kid. I was the kid nobody talked to. I didn't want anybody to talk to me. It was by design. I was Ali Sheedy in the Breakfast Club. If people tried to talk to me at high school, I would just glare at them. I was like this until they left me alone. Like I wouldn't respond. I wouldn't talk back. I would just glare, and eventually they would walk away. And I'm like, good, whew, thank God. And I got a reputation for being the kid to leave alone. Don't fool with him. Don't talk to him. And I'm like, perfect. This is working out. Exactly. I could have planned it better. Let's hear from this guy. Our very own. If you ever need someone to operate your Hebrew hammer, here he is.
Yeah, what's
Welcome.
up, Joe?
What's going on? How you been? How was your day?
Um,
Oop.
you want the truth?
I do want the truth, and
Um,
we got somebody else backstage, so let's hear
oh,
yours.
go ahead. Oh,
No,
I'm
no, no. I wanna
I'm
take time for this. Take it away.
I'm still struggling to sleep. I haven't slept.
You're on your fourth day.
Yeah, and I'm starting to feel like very ill and not myself. And
What do you do
um,
when it reaches this point? Do you have to call
I
medical?
I usually try to take like a really hot shower and try to relax my muscles and crawl into bed and just pray and just lay there until it happens. Because yeah, but
Does your body eventually just give out?
it has to. My brain has to shut off at some point. But a relationship that was very important to me and got me through things was my grandmother. My grandmother was a beautiful woman, and she. Oh, go ahead. You wanna?
No, no. Keep no. Keep
Oh,
going.
she. My favorite thing about her was she had one of those record players that was like a. It's kind of like a big cupboard,
The old lady ones.
like a table looking one thing, like that you slide the top open and
Oh
the sides
yeah,
of,
I remember
and
those.
she had one of those, and she had the greatest taste in music, and my favorite thing, and she loved me more than my brother, and my brother was always the
They
angel,
pretend
but
like they don't.
yeah, my brother was always the angel, but she picked me out of everybody, and it was always the opposite. But anyways, but my favorite thing was when on Fridays when I used to get out of school, my mom and dad always worked two jobs and stuff and worked their asses off. But my mom wouldn't get home till late on Friday, so I would get to go there, and I was always looking forward to Fridays because I got like a root beer float. I got to listen to records with my the most. Oh my god, I'm telling you, dude, like great music with my grandma records, and then play like cribbage, or we'd play like
Oh my god.
anything, and I'll never forget just like the love, like it it's unexplainable. The feeling that I had when I was with her, it was just bliss. It was amazing. Um, and she was just a great woman. And yeah, I was very lucky to
Hmm.
spend those Fridays with her. And yeah, good times, good
That
times.
is. That's people talk about your gifts and you're gifted and all this. And I mean, I always did well in school and stuff, but I never felt like I had any particular gift. I felt like my gift was the people around me that just came into my life out of pure chance. That seemed to be like a gift to me. And my grandmother was one of those people. I was the same way. I was a grandma's boy.
Yeah,
And um, that those are the gifts. Those soul connect. Those people that come into your life for no reason. Just the mentors, the teachers, the grandmothers, and they take an interest in you. They invest in you. They help you to become more than you would become without them. And those are the connections that shape me.
yeah.
Track. Here, let me give you your applause. Welcome.
Welcome, brother.
No,
There you go.
Love you,
good to
Jack.
see everybody.
Good to see you, sir. Welcome to the campfire. Take a seat.
Okay, how you
Yeah,
feeling,
talking
Jack?
about these relationships. Um, my mother was always there for me. Um, Treated me like gold. But she's about the only one the only one in my family as far as family goes. But when I met my best friend,
Oh, there's something in the background.
That was my fault.
Oh, okay. All right, go
yeah,
ahead.
there's having moved around a lot as a kid. Um, you go to a new school and seems like everybody's already known each other since kindergarten or whatever. Um,
They have.
really wasn't accepted in that like automatic, you're in my class, we're friends type of way. And I really didn't like being at home. So what I would do would, I skated, like I rollerbladed and played hockey that way. But driveway's only so big, and even my mom, like I said, treated me like gold. She would get upset that I was slamming the hockey ball up against the garage door or the side of the house. So I would skate back up to the elementary school, and I would just slam that ball into the side of the school until the ball broke. And one day, I saw some kids outside playing basketball. It was actually a kid and his cousin. His cousin's a bit older, um, and here I am with my skates on. I was, my hockey stick and my little broken ball. Uh, it's like, hey, I found somebody out in the wild. Like, this isn't automatic, but it's like they're shooting hoops too. So I was like, well, hey, how about we do like a game of horse or something? And we all just got along,
Oh,
and everything
horse!
just,
I
yeah,
was trying to
yeah,
explain horse to somebody the other day. I'm glad you remember horse because that's the one I remember.
yeah. It's you can use any word. If you
Yeah.
got a short game, you call it pig.
Oh, I didn't know about pig. I probably would have ended up playing that one. But yeah, let's go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just excited about horse.
Yeah, but wound up finding out that he went to a different school. He went to a private school, but he lived directly across the street from my elementary school, and we were in the same neighborhood. And we wound up going through all of those growing pains and just you know the school age, teenage angst, and protecting each other and keeping each other safe from um, not necessarily safe from danger, because we definitely elected as a group to put ourselves in certain types of danger. But like, I'm somebody that, I'm not going to tell on you. You're not going to tell on me.
What kind
Um,
of stuff did y'all do? You don't have to incriminate yourself, but
I mean, nothing like absolutely horrible, but you
like,
learn
did
about
y'all
like
throw rocks at streetlights and stuff?
eggs.
Oh, okay, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Uh, but for the most part, like he was an only child, and I was the youngest of three. Like I said, I didn't like to be at home, and he had a solid home.
Hmm.
And his dad became like almost like a linchpin, because he welcomed me so much
Was
as
that
his
the
own.
friend whose dad you said was kind of like a dad to you?
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
That whole
See,
family
that's
treated me
that's
like
uh that's I'm telling, like one of those people that just randomly end up in your life for no, like you can't plan for it, and it makes all the difference.
yeah. It doesn't take the tough times away, but when you have those people that really understand and care. Because at home, my mom was always busy. She was always working or sleeping and worried about three rowdy ass kids and trying to keep us afloat. Whereas they were kind of good to go, and his dad would be like, "Hey, we are going to the mountains to go snowboarding. You're coming with us." And I was like, I can't afford that. My mom would never let me do that. And my he spoke with, it's like, "Hey, the boy needs this, and my kid needs a friend with him so that the adults can have adult time and stuff." And I got to go snowboarding, and
Oh man.
I got to see the world through different eyes than the rest of my family, because I met I met an amazing person that became my best friend, but he came from a family that was like no, you're coming with us. You're one of us too. So it, he was the best man at my wedding.
Oh, that's such a perfect story for like
Yes.
connection, the power of connection and its relation to community. Because that's kind of lifelong. It was a backbone of something.
It kind of that was the control that I didn't have at home. Like, hey, we're gonna have fun, but you're gonna have an adult. You know, you're gonna have an adult man
It's
to,
the daddy kind
take
of
you,
fun.
yeah, to take you from being a boy
Fun with
into
daddy.
being a man.
Yeah.
There might be some danger involved, but daddy's a big boy too. He's like,
And I think some of us didn't get that, and it shows. I think like each one of us have these little ingredients in us that we need to like have watered and nurtured to fully develop property. And if we miss some of those, if there's not a person around that knows how to water that particular little seed, then we spend the rest of our life trying to get it watered from somebody similar to our childhood person that was supposed to do it. And I think the father or having a positive male figure around is one of those seeds that needs watering for young men. And we don't have enough people around that know how to do that. So a lot of us spend our adult lives as men trying to get that from other men. So I guess
yeah,
the whole
for
point is
sure.
it's good that you had that part of yourself at least activated from a very early age by a very positive mentor figure.
Well, for instance, even like my military experience, uh, probably was more successful because of that friendship and family situation. Because my entire family was in the military, but my entire family doesn't get along with each other. And being a child of divorce of two military personnel, um, and not having my dad around, it was like, um, the chaos was at home, so that home was the war zone,
Hmm.
whereas away from home with this family was the structure. And um, so when I went and had to, chose to do what I did, it was like, they tell you, oh, things are going to get crazy, and they shove all this war stuff down your throat. But at the same time, they want you to stand up straight, tuck in your shirt, shine your boots, tuck in your bed, and all that stuff. So it was like I already had experience with both. So when things got crazy, it was like, well, you guys are just like my brother and sister. You're always trying to kill somebody. But when they said, when they snapped their fingers, and it was, stand up straight and don't say a word, and be that man in uniform. It was like I got that from my friend's dad.
So you were like more well rounded because of it,
Oh, for
and it
sure.
laid a foundation. It laid a brick. That's what I think is important with kids is laying as many of those bricks as you can, and it takes certain people to help the child lay each brick. And a lot of us are walking around with some missing bricks. Probably most of us.
Yeah, even today, I think I've found that a little bit about myself, but it a lot came from that was, um, if you're an adult, if you're especially if you're a parent, um, you are responsible, in my opinion, um, and gifted with that to give to the youth. So, you see people like, oh, the kids were riding their bikes through the lawns, and somebody comes and chases them with whatever it is they have in their hand at
Dogs.
the
In our
time.
in our
Just
case, it was dogs. But
but no, you just kind of find a way to let them know, it's inappropriate to, trespass, to use just anybody's lawn as a cut through. There's a way, there's a teaching moment. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to call the cops because these crazy kids. Like, hey, slow down yourself and realize that they are just kids. And they won't know
Yeah, but
unless
these are
an adult.
just kids that are exhibiting tendencies that might indicate what future adult they might turn out to be. So these are the kids you want to pay attention to because these are the ones they're going to look out for. And if you can get them going in just a slightly different direction, you might turn their future around. I've seen that happen with some of the kids that my friends hung out with. Just the right person could come along and make the difference. Hebrews sounds good, and I hope you get some sleep. And we'll see you soon. And have a good stream. And if you're not following Hebrew Hammer Operator, let me drop his channel. All right, go ahead, Trek.
I mean, other than that, I feel like I've met so many people, and at least a handful, stay in my heart, and I think about them all the time. But it was that
Those are the
childhood.
soul connections I'm thinking of. The ones that kind of make us who we are. Like we would be a completely different person if we didn't have them, but we don't know what that person would be because they become so much a part of us that that's the only version of ourselves that we know now.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about something like that. It's like it's got to be tough to even live in a grow up in a tight knit family, where all you know is what they tell you, and you never leave your hometown and see the world. And then one day you're an adult and you have to, but you're already set in your ways. And everyone around you, when you have to go to a different place, is wrong because my mama said this or my daddy said
Exactly. That's
this.
the situation I'm in. You're right. They are wrong.
But there's
It's
a whole
hard
world out
adjusting
there.
to new cultures that are too different from what you're normalized to. It's really a stretch. Like if I go to Japan, I'm sure I would struggle even worse than here because it's just so different from how I grew up. But if I went to
Yeah, I
France,
kind
I
of.
might just fit right in because it's more similar. It would be more similar. So I think it just depends on degree of difference from your native culture. But
And
see,
also,
I'm getting in my
it
head
can be a
about this. I want to stay here. I want to stay in the stories. Don't let me do this. All right, go ahead.
oh
I'm
no, you're
trying to
good.
teach and do stories at the same time. I just need to do stories.
Hmm. Well, Um, I really don't have too many other you know stories like that, but I can say that they help me every single day. I find people that they get excited when I see them get excited because something's new, and I've already been looking at it for years upon years, and it's like, the new person, they see things differently. They see it new, and
Yeah.
while they're learning, they try to change what they're learning. But I have to have patience with them because there has to be this moment where you've done something the same way for so long. It's not that I'm against new ideas and change, but eventually you need to understand that you're not the one in position to make the changes, and so you just have to accept them. I caught myself saying it today. It's like, I've been doing this too long I don't even care. Make the change. I'm not going to buck the system. I'll learn, adapt, and overcome. But but the new guy, like they're changing. He's new, and things are changing. And he's like, "Well, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do the other?" And I'm not telling him, but I'm like, they're going to tell you basically to shut up and sit down.
I relate to him though, because I come in with that kind of energy too. In fact, I've been fired for exactly that type of energy. I think it's a good thing. Like employers are excited to have all this innovation, but it's not. They want you to sit down and shut up. They don't want all this.
Well, actually, one of the people came in today because we are going through a change, and he said, "Yes, we're going through a change, and everybody sees something that they feel like they could make better. However, this is it's a process change, or like a procedural changes." And he said, "We are giving you the procedure. If you follow the procedure, don't worry about the failures. You will always be right because you're following the procedures. When we witness the failures, we will alter the procedure. But we are just workers. So we have to let their process fail before, because everything's new. It's new to them. It's new to us. But we have to do what they say for them to realize a tweak here, a tweak there, because they're adding technology, and
Mhm.
it's okay. And this has only been 2 days, so
Man, I wonder if
you
we work
can't.
at the same company because that same thing was going on with us. Unless all the companies are suddenly do upgrading all their technology at once. Maybe it's a trend.
Oh, it definitely.
That exact same
And
thing is happening. Hey, Moose. Oh, by the way, for intermission, look, we have the artist himself who I thought was going to be in bed, but he just released a bomb shell of a video. It's his latest creation. It stars our very own Snowfire herself. It's her astrology birth chart. Y'all are going to love it. Your mind is going to be blown apart to pieces. Good thing this is a mental health channel because y'all are going to need help picking it up. Y'all be looking for the rest of it for weeks. It's a good one. So we'll do that for intermission. But yes, thank you, Moose. That in fact, that's Moose's way of telling stories. So it's perfectly appropriate for tonight. We'll get a story from Moose in video form about Snowfire and her Libra chart and Taurus moon, same as me.
did you have a clear sky for the full moon?
The Beaver moon? You know what? I don't know
Yeah,
because
I
I
heard.
spent it here in fake reality. I didn't even go bother to check actual reality anymore. I'm living in the simulation and don't even know
I
it.
saw. I saw it on the way to work because it's dark when I go to work,
Oh
and
yeah,
it
that's when
was
I used to see the moon too, like at 4 in the morning.
it was
Did you see
uh,
the
it was
beaver?
big and beautiful.
Or did you feel the urge to build a dam or anything?
I could definitely see, you know, what do you call it? The topographical stuff, like a shadowy area.
Do you remember the
But I
rabbit in the
didn't
moon?
know.
Did y'all have that growing up?
Oh, I maybe, but I don't exactly
Because we
remember.
had the man in the moon, but then there was also a rabbit that you could see. It had like long bunny ears. It was sideways. And like once you see the rabbit, you can't not see it anymore. So every time you look at the moon, all you saw was the rabbit.
I just know it was very bright, and then I got to work, and I get to work early so I can have a cigarette and some caffeine before I start my day, and I just scroll through Reddit, and I had no idea it was called a beaver until you know I'm skipping all the politics and stuff looking for I like the fun animal videos or the made me smile type stuff, especially early in the morning. And I saw the moon, and I was like,
Oh
"Hey, I
yeah.
just saw that on my way." And it was like, "Oh, the beaver moon," and I was like, "Okay." It was good.
Wow, that's cool that you saw the real version before the internet version.
On
The worlds are merging, the
with the
streams are
time,
crossing.
and then on the drive home with the time change, like I'm heading straight west on my way home, and I don't have a sun visor in my car, like the fold down sun visor.
Oh
I don't
Lord,
have
what do
one.
you do? That's like a nightmare.
Yeah, I
They should
hold
make an
I
entire
hold my
horror
hand
movie about that.
I
You
hold
just
my
do your
hand up
hand the
and
whole
block.
time?
It's more
Do you
like
have shades?
flat. Uh, I could wear sunglasses, but like even the polarized, um, that direct sun
Mm.
right into your eyes. It's not a glare thing. It's you are staring into the sun while you're driving west.
I know, yeah. I've had to drive in that kind of stuff. And then sometimes in snow, you get that reflection that does the same thing.
And
But
usually
it's
with
the
me,
light, it's the glare. It's like somebody shining a searchlight into your face.
yeah, usually with me, I do my best to drive the speed limit and stay between the lines because my registration on my
We
car is
appreciate
out.
it.
But but when the sun's right in your eyes, like I couldn't see my dials at all. I could barely see the car in front of me.
That's
You know,
scary.
I maintained distance. I couldn't see the lines in the road. I just saw this faint outline of the. It was like a work truck. It had one of those utility backs on it, and I was just like, "Okay, I'm following you."
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I've been in those too. Sometimes you just have to drive blind for a few seconds, but it's scary. At least it is to me. I barely trust myself when I can't see.
I honestly, I love everything cars and driving and stuff like that. But I'm absolutely terrified of the highway. Just the way people are.
What do you
Like the
consider the
law
highway?
doesn't
Like the
matter.
interstate?
Yeah, like I-40.
Okay. I was when I
It's
first started to learn how to drive because they teach you on the city roads and then they put you on the interstate and you just zoom real fast. Like it's like hyperspeed and it's different than the city roads. And so I was real nervous at first merging onto the interstate but after I got used to it, it was a breeze. I enjoyed it.
yeah.
You
I
just
don't
go from
think
like
doing it.
one
It's not.
level of ease and stimulation to a whole different level of it, really abruptly. And if you're not prepared for it, it could throw you off.
Yeah, and speed is one thing, and but it's it's the traffic. You know what I mean? Like not like heavy traffic, but just people doing whatever they want to do.
I'm a
Uh,
very patient person, though. I get into a car prepared to be in traffic, be behind slow people. I got my music. I can entertain myself. So I try not to get in a car when I'm in a rush to go somewhere. I try to do it when I can be more adaptable to what other drivers are doing and kind of keep the mental calm.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I get in my zone. I maintain my space. But you know, like when somebody's like zooming, and you see them gaining on you in your mirrors.
Yeah, I
But
just let them zoom.
you ever prepare yourself for that feeling when like an SUV or something is going about 15 to 20 miles an hour faster than you,
Like behind you.
you know they well no, like they've got a fair lane to pass you, but it creates like an air movement that can shift your car when they pass you. It's like
Ooh.
I see you coming. You're already in the other lane. You're already going to pass me. That's all fine and good. You do you. But when you feel that pressure change when they pass you,
I guess I either don't notice it or it doesn't bother me. Because I don't. I mean, I want people to pass me if I'm going too slow for them. Good night, Moose. Get some rest. I'm gonna play your video. In fact, I can do it now if you want. Um, Before you run off. Here, let's take a few minutes to watch Moose's brand new masterpiece called Bedrock, starring the internet sensation Miss Snowfire herself. This is a look into her astrological psyche. All right, let's take a look. It's so gorgeous. Y'all gonna love it. Look at it. Good song too. Good beat. Look. Oh no, an error did not occur. You cut that out. Let's see. Make this stop. All right. Look. Ooh. I love that. Look at that. Look at that heart. That looks like a Kylie Minogue album cover. But we finally got peace. I've been promising it. Oh yeah, and there's some hot chick around. Look at this. And she's the same character as well. I love that. You see how he's doing the screen? Watch this. Watch. Oh, I will spoil it. Look from darkness into How is this not art? Oh, I felt that light. Wait for it. Moose antlers off to you, sir.
That was cool.
Mad artistic respect. And Snow, you as well. Well, where else you want to go? How's work going? How's your world, your life?
I mean, life is good. Like I said, changes at work, but it really
Mm-hmm.
I I do my best to flex that muscle, that patience muscle. Um, Not too much
Yeah.
really gets me down anymore um, at work because
I know you were
I don't
having
know.
those adjustment difficulties with with that vacancy.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, but when I'm able to, I catch myself and I'm just like, it's work. Uh, I need to calm down and just make it through. You're freezing on me. I don't know if it's on my end. Are you there?
How do I have two of me?
I don't know. You froze for a second.
It dropped me completely. It like reset my browser and kicked me out of the studio. I had to come back in, but then it also kept me at the same time. I don't know how that happened. So you were talking about I like how things were going at work, and then that's when it dropped me. So I didn't hear anything you said.
Yeah, you know, I get frustrated, um, but I've gotten so much better over the past couple years of not getting caught up in the frustration because then the mind goes down a rabbit hole
Hmm.
of just negativity. Um, so I've been so much better at catching. Yeah, he froze again.
Are you doing anything deliberate to stay out of the frustration, like the chaos, the emotion?
I don't think it's anything like physical specific.
Maybe just over the years you've gotten desensitized to it, or a perspective on it where you can react to it more in proportion.
I think it might be just the if you can imagine just like self recognition, self awareness of your emotions,
Yeah.
to where it's like, yeah, that sucks, but you know what? Almost like the Joker. Like this whole situation is just completely jacked up. But I'm gonna paint that smile on my face. You probably heard the term or the phrase like "fake it till you make it,"
Hmm.
and some people, like you said, get hired into jobs that they're not qualified for, and hopefully they learn or they'll be gone real quick. But I feel like it's almost the same thing emotionally. Whereas if I can paint that smile on for the next 5 minutes through whatever adversity this is, then the rest of the day will be good because I'll lead my mental state down a positive road of we made it through that, and then we can just drive on normally.
Does the baggage go away, like whatever you were using the smile to paper over? Does that eventually just fade on its own, or does it stay there and build up?
Um, I'm not sure because I've been known to you know scream
Oh,
ex- expletives, but it's that like that sudden burst of I'm angry and I'm frustrated and this just happened and I'm just gonna say fuck. I'm gonna scream it. I
oh
don't care
yeah,
who hears
that's
it.
all completely normal to me. Like
Right,
if
but then
you
after
were my
that,
coworker or I was your boss or worked at your workplace, I would even blink an eye.
but and instead of like you said, instead of bottling it, I just give that big outburst, and then you handle the problem and you don't dwell on it, and you just
That's what I
move
find. I
on
think that's
from it.
part of maturity is letting the little stuff go and picking your battles.
But like what is it like in karate? You move your body and you say "Hiya" or some shit like that.
Move your
Or
body in
in
karate.
yoga, it's you breathe, but you do the like the
I don't.
like you force some sort of like woo-sa. But it can work with a scream as well, I think. Like just let it all out.
Yeah, like getting
Otherwise
something out.
that tension will build and
I think I do it through
and
sex. I do that kind of stuff through sex.
yeah, for sure.
That's what it comes out. Or like for some people, I think it's just being on YouTube. That's their outlet for it. It's monkeys in a cage screaming at each other.
I definitely get something out of the YouTube experience. But
I do too. I mean, I've been stuck here for years, but I'm just trying to get. I want something better from it now. I want something more from it. I've seen what it can do on its own if left to its own devices, but I want to see what else is possible with it. What do you get out of it?
uh definitely the broad perspectives of others because it's not loud.
Yeah.
It's not physical. It's 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 cerebral, and it's also it's not just about what I think and what I feel and what I believe. It's whoever I'm talking with, and whether it's just you, like right here, right now, or an entire room. Sometimes I'll be in a room and I'll be silent for an hour, and I may have nothing to say after listening for that hour, but hearing others share. helps me think about actually what I believe or what I think or how I am. You cut out again.
If y'all could hear me. Am I back?
You're
Hello?
back now.
It put me in darkness again. I was on the other side for a second. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I was saying that's how I feel about you as well. Like when you come and share, I get a broader perspective, and I think other people that listen to you get a broader perspective. So what you're getting from us, we are also getting from you. And I think that collective broadening of perspective is perhaps one of the strengths of this medium.
I think it's you always have um like I said, those people that will never change their minds, or maybe it's their grift or whatever.
Yeah, or they're
But
not even here to change this. Some people are not here to broaden their perspective. They're just here to play.
right. But for those
But I
who
like
are,
I wish
this
like
is
it'd be nice to have a way
yeah,
to find more of each other. Like we do find each other a lot. There's enough people here I think that come for perspective, but it'd be nice to find us all in one place and see what happens. Cuz that's definitely one of the things I'm here for. It keeps me from like being trapped in my own vacuum for too long, breathing my own stale, fetid air, and it helps me to learn because I don't have all the pieces, and sometimes I'll hear a piece from somebody that I need, and I won't get that if I don't try to find people to hear other perspectives from. So I think some of us are here to grow. We really are here to learn and grow and become different. Like looking back a year later, we want to be different or change somehow from this experience. We don't want to be the same person that showed up a year before. And then some people are just here for I don't know, in the moment type stuff.
you went blank again. Oh, are you back? Yeah, I am.
I know
Uh,
I keep going out. I might have to.
it's been a while, but you talked about like how has the panelverse affected you? And honestly, I guess saying it now is instead of being me, like I will always be me as the vessel, but when I'm reacting to real life, what's happening right in front of me, I have so much more perspective of, I guess, empathy to be everyone. Like, don't just think of myself when I'm witnessing somebody else have a hard time. I can be them in that hard time, and like I said, I'm learning to shake it off and smile in the face of adversity. So when they're having a hard time, they can have somebody there that's not mad at them for having a hard time, not mad at them for their failures. Um, Somebody that can help them shake it off because I have to be able to shake it off if I'm going to help you like get past this moment
Yeah,
because I need you.
yeah.
You're
That's.
my teammate. I can't just let you
I think
stew
that's part of leadership
in your
too,
emotions.
is being that container for the people that you lead, or even a teammate. Yeah, vesicle. We're doing alchemy up in here. That's what I'm coming to realize. Spiritual alchemy or mental alchemy, something.
I've heard that word before, but I don't understand what it means. Alchemy. I've never looked it up.
Well, it's several things because it arose in like the Middle Ages where and they thought completely differently about the world back then. So to them it was all one thing. But it's the trying to turn lead into gold, metal into gold, using these complex laboratory procedures. But at the same time, it's a psychological process that transforms the individual into like a higher spiritual form of gold. And so there's all of this symbolism and lore and language to describe the process of turning the actual metal into gold, but then people also take that and apply it to this inner process of transforming their self into a higher state. And it gets all twined together.
Okay, I saw the potato science and that made me giggle.
Potatoes. It's potato science. I'm trying to find it. Do I have it handy or is it packed away? I forgot all about it. I have this beautiful, beautiful hardback coffee table book. It's packed away that I found in some, I don't even know where I got it, some used bookstore or something. And it's just these drawings of all these old alchemical symbols, and it's just pages and pages of it. And y'all would love it if I could find it. I'll look for it one day.
But it kind of takes me because I told you the story of those two guys I worked with that got fired,
Yeah.
and one didn't like the other's performance, and he turned his frustration into anger, and then they had a confrontation that I wasn't there for the words, but apparently they were brave enough for both of them to get fired. And
It
so
escalated.
I look at my frustration and the fact that I am a teammate. I I am not the leader of the pack. I am not the coach. I am not the manager. I am none of that. I'm a teammate. And so when I get frustrated with someone else's actions, I take a deep breath and I wait. And when the manager comes around and says, "Hey, what's taking so long?" I don't throw my teammate under the bus because I need that person. I just say, "Hey, we're we're doing the best we can right now." You know what I mean? If they go to him and say, "What's taking so long?" I can't control what he says. He either, you know, owns what's going on if it's even him, or he says the same thing. I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully, I won't get thrown under the bus, but I can't control that either. I
But
mean,
then
I've been
y'all are not
blamed for a
helping
lot
the
of things.
manager do his job because he's over there to try to figure out where the holdup in the process is. And if y'all are not giving him accurate information, then he's going to have a harder time figuring out how to get the product flowing.
Right. But, there are certain things that you just don't say. Otherwise we'd all spend every day, all day, throwing everyone under the bus, and then there will be no one
I mean,
left.
if he truly is the problem, like if you're just covering for him and he actually is the weak link, he's throwing himself under the bus by underperforming.
Right,
And
but
all you're
maybe he's
doing
just
is
having a bad
keeping your team at that level at his level of performance.
but if it's a day-to-day thing, uh, you know most days are good. We all have bad days. I don't want to be judged
I
for
mean, if
my
it's just that
the
one
ability.
day, I would just reassure the manager that don't worry, we'll get it. But if it's a pattern, I don't know if
Well,
I would
for
try to
sure.
hold that back from him.
I mean, trust me, I've been in the office many times for patterns, and but my thing was I was called out for my patterns. I admitted to my patterns, and I've implemented strategies to prevent those patterns.
That sounds very corporate.
Well, I mean,
Like they had you sit in some little room and do a training or watch a video or something.
well, I mean, if they talk to you crazy, they could be in violation of laws.
They
If
did
you
talk to
talk
me
to them
crazy.
crazy,
I didn't worry about
well,
it, but
right. But if you talk to them crazy, you're in violation of policy, and then they can cut you at their will.
yeah, but at least in the state I'm in, it's what do you call it? Like either person can end the relationship at any time. So I know that going in, if at any point either one of us wants to back out, we don't even need a reason. We could just say, you know, this is not working anymore. Let's shake hands and end
Right.
this.
And I think that's called a right to work.
Yes, something like
So,
that. And so
like,
if they have the power, if I get the power to do that, I have to make it okay for them to have the power to do that too. So if a workplace starts having a problem with me, I'm like, you know what, that's fine. Let's just invoke our right to work clause. And if it's not working out, no big deal. That's part of the conditions of our relationship anyway. Either one of us can bail out at any time. No hard feelings. And so I go in kind of with that mindset that at any point, either one of us can hit the button and we don't even have to explain it.
but there's something to be said there too, is because when you think about unemployment, that is an insurance that companies pay. So if it's, what do they call it, for cause, like if you get fired for
The signal
violating
again.
policy, whether it's attendance or
Right, they have to be more careful how they end it, I guess, on their end.
right, but
Because they're
that's
under more
because they
scrutiny. But they could technically just say, you know what, we don't need you anymore.
and
This is
that's
your last day. Your employment ends effective today.
and that is what can benefit the employee, because if they say,
That's what they.
it's just not it's just
Oh, my
not working
signal. Hang
out.
on.
if if they say it's just
All right,
not
I'm back.
working
I think
out,
I'm back.
can you hear me?
Yeah, that's what they do with me. But I get unemployment every time because it's not for conduct or misbehavior or a specific reason. They're just deciding I'm no longer what they're looking for.
Right.
And so
So like
it gets coded for unemployment every time. They don't challenge it.
right. But if you violate, policy, or you get in an altercation and say that you're gonna, you know, do physical harm to somebody, and they fire you like that, um,
Yeah,
then you
that's
get on a
different.
three-way call with the unemployment commission, and they're like, no, this person literally committed a misdemeanor at work by threatening, another coworker or something like that. And they're like, well, you're not getting unemployment. So,
Yeah, right.
so that's why I
And I've
say
never been
I
fired
do,
for that kind of reason.
I do my best to, control my emotions when I'm in trouble, because getting a write-up, to me, it's like it's a check.
I
It's
never
it's
did.
a
I never did get
check.
one.
Well,
I
apparently you
wanted
just
to. I
get
was
let
gonna
go.
think of you. Like when I got my write up, I was gonna do that thing you taught me. I'm like, think of what Untrackable told you when you get your. And I never did get a chance to get one.
Yeah. I boiled it down to talk to them in the same language that they talk to you,
But
because
it was
they're
about
not
like taking your
because
licks. Like, don't argue with it. Don't fight it. Just learn to accept it. It's like an initiation ritual. You just and because I would go in there like fighting it, ready to quit. And you were the ones that was talking to me into seeing it as just part of being in the workforce and to just learn to take it. And that's what I was prepared to do. And I've never done that in my life. I've never
Right.
let anybody
Well,
write me up for something I didn't think I did wrong and keep a job afterwards, still working for those same people.
well, again, like I was saying about what's going on now with these changes, they're not they're not asking the doers what they think about it. They just created a scheme and they want us to follow the process. They say
Hmm.
trust the process.
That's
Well,
corporate.
immediately you start to see things.
Hmm.
However, they immediately don't want to hear it. So
Hmm.
just kind of, bide your time. They will see, and they're going to hear what you say, but they're not going to change things because you saw something on day one. So,
Right.
like
Yeah.
when you get in trouble, you can say your piece, but don't think that you're not still going to get a piece of paper. But I'd rather get a piece of paper than lose my livelihood because I do like where I work and I like what I do.
I'm wondering if we work for the same company. Is every single thing you describe matches? Unless all companies work that way. It's the same. The
It's
corporate makes the decisions. They implement. We execute, and we tell them why it's not going to work this way, or this is a better way. And they don't care about any of that. Just do it like we say, and then we have to clean up the mess that didn't work the exact way we told them it wasn't going to work.
yeah,
There,
and
there's
some
a
of these.
communication disconnect between the on the ground and the top.
Well, something we've run into, and especially what we've seen with our visitors, was they go to different locations. Not every location has the same workload um, or the same request or the same setup. They don't necessarily have the same amount of space. They don't have the same workforce to choose from,
Right. Yeah.
and so they try to they create a broad scheme and then they implement it everywhere and then everywhere individually gets to fine tune it, so you
Yes.
really do have to trust the process.
Ours is the same way. And when in that fine tuning, it's this struggle between what corporate wants and what we could actually pull off. And so, like, if we tell them, well, at this store, we can only do it this way, and they'll say, we don't care, find a way to do it the way we're telling you. And we're like, well, we can't. It's not even physically possible. And so there's this constant tension and struggle.
But then that's where you talk about
They want it
with
standardized, but then you can't fully standardize every single store because they are all a little bit different.
and that's where you come into that realization that if a manager is straight up corporate and they're just going to dictate to you what you do versus a manager that is the link between that can deal with their people on the ground and listen to their feedback of what's actually happening and kind of connect it to the corporate objective.
And that's a hard role, because
Oh, no
I
shit.
think our manager does a decent job, but like not a perfect job. But for somebody in that role to even be able to do part of it well, like pass on even some of the feedback and even make some of the changes, is pretty impressive.
Yeah. And dealing with
Because there's just
corporate
so much
objectives,
they're dealing with. They have 100
which are
things to
schemes.
do every hour.
Yeah. I mean, you like when you're dealing with what do they call it? Like theoretical schemes and dealing with actual people, you know, you have to make these schemes try to work with, people calling out of work or people of different levels of capability. And each and every one of those personalities. So, there's one corporate scheme and objective. However, there's 50 personalities that you have to funnel that through. to get it all to work.
Yes, that's the leadership skill, the management skill, and each person does it in their own way with different degrees of success.
Yeah, we with one of the guests that was teaching us the technology, he showed us several different ways of how everything can work. Because we're different sections with different purposes, all using the same uh, basic, I guess you could say, like inventory calculator. But
Oh yeah,
one button might
the
be
same.
better.
You all use the same apps.
Yeah, so one direction might be better for those who are receiving products from the back dock versus somebody who's on the floor dealing with onesies and twosies. And it reminds me of the thing. It was like, well, if it's weird but it works, it's not weird.
I love that.
It
That's
works.
I know. That's what I keep. Oh man, that's where did you pick that up from? I love that.
I mean, I've heard it many places, but it's definitely strong in the
Right.
military.
That's to me. That's what I go by. Is that does the thing work, and is it healthy? If it works, but it's destructive to you in the process, that might be a different story. But if it works, then keep doing it. Whatever it is you using it for, it might be weird to other people, but if it works for you, then use it. Everyone's gonna take something slightly different for them.
Oh man, it's yeah, it's just one of those things. Um, there's well, there it goes hand in hand with there's more than one way to skin a cat.
I've never skinned a cat though. I've just pulled baloney strings out of their butt. That's as close as I've come. Sorry. That's why we're telling stories. Well, I guess we can wrap up if you want. This was a nice campfire. Even if it's just one or two people. I like the conversations. Sometimes connection happens small, one person at a time, one conversation.
Yeah,
All right, I'm trying to think then. Never mind. Never mind. Sorry. uh, well, do you have a story you
yeah, it
want to
was
leave us with or end on?
no, I'm not thinking of any stories right now. I'm kind of living in the moment, but it was really
Okay.
good to talk to you tonight.
You too.
Um, it was fun.
Yeah. I think you add a lot to this channel. I like what you bring. I've always enjoyed your presence here. So, thank you.
Well, I'll tell you this too. Like, I found myself s- at times like just staying away from panel activity, but I still tune in and listen, even though you know because this is a good channel, and um,
Are you
the
wanting
the people
to
that come up.
come, but the content is keeping you away, or are you just staying away because it's your own personal rhythm?
Well, sometimes it feels compulsory to
Oh,
join the
you feel like you
conversation,
have to be here all the time.
but um, but there's often times where I don't have anything to say. I would just be up here holding a spot and
Yeah.
maybe talking out of my drunk ass sometimes. But
Because
it
I want it to be where people can come in and out as they want. Like they don't have to be here all the time, but when they do want to show up, I want them to be able to. So I just want to make sure people are not staying away because of certain content, and they would actually want to be here if that wasn't around. That's what I'm trying to. I'm
I
trying to
don't
keep
know.
the content that people like you are coming for, and minimize the ones that might be keeping you away.
No, it's my own compulsory, and it's not just your panel.
Okay.
It's me clicking a link just because it's there, and I probably shouldn't be uh, in public a lot of the times, and you know, so much gets posted. Some people, I think you post your shows, and you get to go back and look, uh, you know, whether you missed something or you were on it and you want to,
Now you can just
see. It's
plug the
like,
transcript. I mean, you could just search the transcript for your name and see if people were talking about you. Or you can do like an AI summary and get a quick snapshot of what the stream was about without having to watch them all.
yeah. But I do find myself that definitely it's been, I think I'm pushing 2.5, 3 years of joining panels, and I've definitely looked back on some of those, and it was like, oh, what was I doing? Uh, you know, I I should have just gone to bed, which is what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna go to bed.
That's good. That's self care.
So
That's
I'll
managing.
leave you with yeah, I'll leave you with that, and take care and keep doing what you're doing.
Well, you as well. Thank you. Take care. Well, the campfire is it's still glowing, but we're gonna let it burn itself out for the night. I'm gonna wrap it up. This was nice. I like this. It's not always gonna be exciting circus energy. Sometimes it's gonna be just two guys sitting around a campfire, chatting about things. So thank you for being here. I don't know if I'll do an evening stream tonight. If I do, it might be like a midnight one. But otherwise, look for me tomorrow morning for the little morning thing, and we'll start our day all over again. Keep the rhythm going. I'm liking this. It feels healthy. I need to remember to stay more grounded. That is the issue that I want to work on. That's the one I'm going to put in the forefront. I get very in here and I start intellectualizing everything, which is that's just part of me. That's who I am. For things like this, campfire night and stuff, I think maybe if I could pull back on that a bit. Anyway, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your night on YouTube or in real life, should you choose to spend it there. And I'll see you for morning inspiration, morning refresh. All right, take care.